Hello and welcome to Newsroom series on Channels Television. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the program. I'm Anne Mwawade. We'll begin with our top stories. The president has returned to the nation's capital after spending 3 days in Lagos, where he flagged off the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road and the commissioner of Apapa-Osho-Jota Expressway, as well as the rehabilitated Third Mainland Bridge. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu will tomorrow, May the 29th, deliver the State of the Nation address in a joint session of the National Assembly in Abuja. A statement issued by the clerk of the National Assembly, Magaji Tambawal, explains that President Bola Tinubu will also inaugurate the National Assembly Library. The address is part of events scheduled to commemorate 25 years of unbroken democracy and legislative activities in Nigeria. The Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, who served as Speaker of the Ninth House of Assembly from 2019 to 2023, will deliver a paper on reflections on the House, while David Mark, who was the President of the Sixth and Seventh Senate from 2007 to 2015, will speak on reflections on the Senate. The former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, will deliver a paper on reflections on the journey to democracy. The trial of the former Minister of Aviation, Mr. Hadi Sirika, has commenced, with the prosecuting counsel, Mr. Rotimi Jacob, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, calling his first witness, one Mr. Musa Odinya, who's a retired civil servant who was a director of procurement at the Ministry of Aviation. The former Minister of Aviation, Mr. Hadi Sirika, his brother, Ahmad Abubakar Sirika, and two companies, Ningos Nigeria Limited and Samaha Integrated Investment Limited, were on Thursday, May the 23rd, 2024, arraigned by the Abuja Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, before Justice Belgore of the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Garki. They were arraigned on an amended 10-count charge bordering on contract fraud to the tune of 5,802,254,573 naira 55 kobo. Well, all the defendants pleaded not guilty to all 10 charges when they were read to them before they then were granted bail in the sum of 100 million naira each, with two sureties in like sum. One of the sureties must have a landed property in the Federal Capital Territory, and defendants are not to travel outside the country without the court's permission. The Senate has passed the National Anthem Bill 2024 to revert to the old Nigeria We Hail Thee National Anthem. The bill, which scaled the first and second reading in the Senate last Thursday, now awaits assent by the President to become law. The upper chamber had last week referred the bill to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters to report back to the House in 2 weeks. The House of Representatives had passed the same bill just last week. The path to unity in the All Progressives Congress in Ondo State may be in sight following the Senate Chimo Ibrahim's withdrawal of a suit challenging the victory of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa at the primaries. Senator Ibrahim, who was a contestant and represented Ondo South, says that the suit was withdrawn due to the intervention of President Bola Tinubu. In a statement, Senator Ibrahim says that he cannot disobey the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria because the issue he is contesting in court is not personal but to improve internal democracy, to which the President has promised. Senator Ibrahim had come forth in the exercise that took place in April with 9,456 against Governor Aiyedatiwa's 48,569 before then proceeding to court to challenge the alleged irregularities. And on Children's Day, Nigeria came alive with vibrant celebrations across the nation. School pupils, communities, and even various organizations all held events filled with music, dance, and games, all aimed at honoring and uplifting the younger generation. While in major cities, other children participated in parades, cultural performances, and sporting activities. Government officials and leaders emphasized the importance of children's rights and education, pledging to create a safer and more nurturing environment for the nation's youth. In addition to the festivities, many organizations used the day to raise awareness about pressing issues affecting children, such as access to quality education, healthcare, and protection from abuse. Various NGOs, that's non-governmental organizations and advocacy groups, all organized workshops and seminars to discuss and promote children's welfare. The spirit of the day was captured in smiles and laughter of the children who enjoyed the special attention and the activities dedicated to them on that day. Our Children's Day in Nigeria served as a reminder of the nation's commitment to fostering a brighter future for its youngest citizens.
In Plateau State, children from junior secondary schools across the 17 local government areas, as well as orphanages, were selected to form constituency and parliament members as part of activities to commemorate this year's Children's Day celebration.
This is the 7th Children's Parliament that we're organizing on the Plateau. So I feel the need for the children to have their own parliamentarians, children who can speak on behalf of other children on the Plateau. And so that was what had prompted me to organize this Children's Parliament.
In Niger State, the wife of the governor who spoke in Mina during an event to commemorate the 2024 Children's Day celebration tasked parents on the need for them to re-examine their responsibilities to ensure full development of children who will contribute to the society.
As we join the children all over Nigeria to celebrate their day, we must re-examine the responsibility of parents and teachers in the educational and attitudinal development of the children. Parents are under obligation to nurture their kids' intellectual capacities, while teachers are expected to inspire and guide their pupils to realize those capacities.
Her counterpart in Ebonyi State, however, calls on parents, teachers and stakeholders to work together in creating an environment where every child can strive, dream and achieve great goals.
Our children are special gifts from God. They embody great talent, vibes and excess and countless potentials. Today we gather here to celebrate them, unveiling this value to the world. This year's theme, investing in our children, means investing in our future, resonates deeply with the values we hold dear in Ebonyi State, because we believe that our children are the future leaders, innovators and change makers who will shape the destiny of our state and nation.
On his part, the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, says his administration's educational reforms have yielded positive results in terms of the learning outcomes. Mr. Obaseki made these remarks as he joined children to celebrate their day at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City, the Edo State capital.
Thank you for accepting the reforms we have made in our educational system. Thank you for staying in school and learning. And thank you because with what you are doing today, Edo cannot but be a great state. I want to thank our mothers, our parents, the communities who have supported the reforms which we have made over the last 8 years.
And Anambra State is reporting an unprecedented Children's Day celebration as over 50 schools converged on the Alex Ekweme Square in Awka to witness the 2024 event. The event features the governor inspecting a guard of honor mounted by the Police Children's School, Awka 1, beauty beautiful calisthenics from the State Universal Basic Education Troupe, the traditional march past, as well as a goodwill message from the Speaker of the Children's Parliament. The governor, who expresses joy at the event, attributes the massive attendance to his administration's free education policy.
Today, our investment, we are making the investment in 10, 20, 30 years. These investments will begin to yield maximum dividend, and our children will conquer the world. The world will come to Anambra, and our children will not only acquire the skills that they need here, but there will also be skills that are exportable abroad. Yes, I love our children, and I love seeing them in schools. I love seeing them in schools, because without education, you don't have money, you have nothing.
And beyond the fanfare and grandeur that usually characterizes the annual Children's Day celebrations, it is hoped that government's investment in funding and security in the sector will translate into stability and improved learning outcomes to guarantee the children's future.
And in the northwestern part of the nation, the Katsina state government has stressed the need for the federal government to support the security agencies in the state with sophisticated weapons for them to fight bandits and other criminal elements terrorizing citizens. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Dr. Nasiru Musa, made the call shortly after attending an emergency security meeting with stakeholders chaired by the state governor, Malam Diko Brada. He says the state government has realized that the bandits are now using more sophisticated weapons such as the RPG, where one of the newly deployed armored personnel carriers commissioned by the state government was hit down by the hoodlums. He explains that the state government has resolved to continue to pursue and fight the bandits until peace is restored, stating that the government is not going to negotiate with the bandits at the point of weakness.
Finished the emergency security meeting headed by His Excellency the Executive Governor of Katsina State, and we have had far-reaching decisions concerning the issue of insecurity in Katsina State. As you all know, in the recent days, we have been having intermittent attacks by bandits, especially in Malumfashi, Faskari, and Bakori axis. And government feel the need to address these issues, taking into cognizance that the bandits have now devised another strategy whereby they will just get to a village and start killing the people without any reason. They are no longer taking people for ransom. They are no longer, stealing. All they wanted is just to continue killing people so that government will maybe call them for negotiation. So this is not acceptable to the government and the good people of Katsina State. And secondly, we realize that they are using more sophisticated weapons now. They are using even RPG. They hit one of our armored personnel carrier. So we realize therefore there is a need for the government, the federal government, to look into these issues, that our security personnel, especially Army and Air Force, need to have more sophisticated weapons to fight these bandits.
Still to come on Newsroom series, we'll take a look at infrastructure in Zamfara State, but that's in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back. In a significant development aimed at improving infrastructure and enhancing urban mobility, Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State has commissioned a UBA junction to Freedom Square Road project in Gusau, the state capital. These projects are part of Governor's urban renewal initiatives aimed at promoting sustainable urban development and improving the quality of life for residents. Governor Dauda Lawal emphasized the importance of infrastructure development as a cornerstone of his administration's vision for Zamfara State.
The
It is important to mention here that this project is crucial to our rescue mission for the infrastructural development throughout the 14 local government areas of the state. This is a significant milestone in our urban renewal agenda, which is in line with the cardinal objective of the present administration. Our gathering here today represents a departure from the low high quality infrastructure that will be enduring and beneficial to our people. This informs our resolve to ensure that the infrastructure provided to the good people of Zamfara State is in tandem with modern standards. It is my sincere hope that the good people of Zamfara State will appreciate this by judicious use and protection of the facilities. The Ministry of Works and Infrastructure and Urban Development, as well as the Advisor Infrastructure and Urban Renewal, to ensure that adequate measures are taken for the maintenance of this road. After the integration of this project, we'll proceed to Karan Namoda to inaugurate other numerous development projects that will provide the needed infrastructure for our state's social-economic development. Distinguished personalities, these projects are among the numerous initiatives embarked upon by the present administration within the last 12 months. We are committed to ensuring that Zamfara State is placed on the path of enduring development. To achieve this objective, we will not only provide the required infrastructure, but we will also ensure the adequate facilities across the state, which is across the 14 local government of Zamfara State.
Acting National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, Ambassador Umar Damagum, also commended Governor Lawal for this project, adding that despite the challenges facing the state, the governor is still delivering on his campaign promises.
Of the work that I have seen here, with all the attending paraphernalia that comes with the road, the solar, the cameras, you only find this in a developed city. Today in Zamfara State, this has come. So I want to congratulate the people of Zamfara for having Dauda Lawal today as your governor. I believe, I have no doubt and believe that he is going to change the narratives of this state. Despite the challenges that has bedeviled this state, the insecurity and what have you, the man is so focused. Despite the frustration he has received from people that have swear Zamfara to be doomed all this while, yet he is still working and focused. I think we should commend him. We should also pray that he continue on this drive that he strive to achieve.
The Nigerian Army has established an artillery regiment in Gusau in Zamfara state capital as a strategic move to bolster the ongoing fight against banditry and improve security in the state. The development marks a significant step in the military's efforts to curb the insecurity in the region that has ravaged the state for over a decade. The commander of 1 Brigade, Nigerian Army, Gusau, Brigadier General Sani Ahmed, while commissioning the semi-permanent accommodation for the artillery regiment troops, says the Army headquarters is ever ready to provide all the troops require to fulfill their mission, which is a great factor in winning battles. And away from Zamfara State now, the 250 houses being constructed by the federal government in Kwanawa in Dange, Shuni local government area of Sokoto State is set to create 6,000 direct and indirect job opportunities for Nigerians. This was disclosed by the Minister of Housing, Architect Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, who was in Sokoto State for the groundbreaking of the 250 housing units. According to him, the project was part of the renewed programs of the federal government aimed at providing affordable shelters to medium and low-income earners. The Sokoto State Governor, who was represented by his Deputy Engineer Idris Muhammad Gabir, thanked the federal government for selecting Sokoto among the 12 states to benefit from the first phase of the project. He also says the state government was committed to providing housing for the people, citing the ongoing 500 housing projects in Wamako local government area and the procurement of over 200 houses owned by the federal government in the state. Let's head over to Kaduna State now, where residents have decried the rise in the number of drug-related cases in the state, particularly among youth and women. The sensitization program against drug abuse in Kaduna, which was organized by the Defense Headquarters in collaboration with a non-governmental organization and other enforcement agencies, they have attributed the use of hard drugs and other substances as a contributing factor to insurgency, terrorism, and banditry in the northwestern region. And to ensure food security, Governor Umar Damadi of Jigawa State has flagged off the distribution of agricultural inputs to 10,100 farmers and empowered 1,800 youths in Hadejia local government area. The governor disclosed that the initiative was designed to support micro, small and medium business owners to improve their economic prospects and eliminate poverty in the state. And in Kebbi State, the governor, Haji Zainab Nasir Idris, has launched the National Tuberculosis Testing Week for children across the state. Addressing a news conference to flag off the exercise, she announced the free testing and treatment will be available for any child who has been coughing for over 2 weeks. She further reveals that the exercise will commence in Yayama local government area of the state. Meanwhile, the Kebbi State Tuberculosis Program Manager Shehu Tuagele explains that the week is set aside by the National Program Office to test all children under 5 years old. He also disclosed that from January to March this year, a total of 4,068 cases of tuberculosis were registered in Kebbi State, with 604 of those cases involving children.
This is the first time in the history of Kebbi State that Her Excellency, the TB champion, have taken it on herself to launch it and do the press conference. We have already started and it's ongoing in all the 21 local governments. Inshallah, tomorrow we are going out for supervision to make sure that what she already set ball running, it has happened in the local governments. From January to March 2024, we are able to register 4,568 cases of TB in Kebbi State. Out of them, 604 children become positive, which is 14% of the total cases we got, which is we are one of the states that are reporting very nice number of children because the target is 15%, but we got 14%. We are hoping with this flag up, we are going to meet up with the 15% by God's grace.
That's it on this edition of Newsroom series focusing on the northwestern region. Please join us again tomorrow to focus on more regions across the country. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu.